everyone, I'm Kathryn and welcome to Back to Healthy. Today is the monthly goals, the weigh-in, and I want to talk about excuses. So if you remember last month, I said I was going to keep track of all my food in this book and that didn't happen. Oops. If you don't know, one of the things that I'm doing to increase my activity level is to take my bike to school instead of taking the car. And it is 15.4 kilometers, which is just under 10 miles. This will sound like the saddest excuse ever, but that book is too heavy to be in my bike sack. I know, saying it out loud, you would think like, really, this is too heavy? Yes it is. So I kept leaving it at home and then I would forget to fill it out. And so I remedied the situation by getting this tiny itty bitty little book that is super light. And once I replaced it, tracking things went a lot smoother. Writing everything you eat down in a book is very time consuming. In fact, it's more time consuming than I remember. So that's sort of been difficult to get into the habit of doing. However, I am very happy with this little book because not only can I track like what I'm eating, I also have a little to-do list and I'm writing down my times for my exercise. So I'm tracking more than I initially planned and I'm happy about that. I'm consistent Monday through Friday, but come the weekend, it's like this gets thrown out the window and I don't look at it again until Monday. So for this month, I do want to continue with this because I find it helpful to be conscious of what I'm putting in my mouth. And when I have an account of what I'm eating, if I get hungry later, I can look back and see, oh, well, I had this, and this. Instead of having this, perhaps it'd be better if I had that so I could have a more variety of food. Now, the most interesting thing about this food diary tool is what it showed me when it came to my diet. And the first mind blow thing that it showed me is that I was not drinking water. It's not like I was substituting it for like soda or juice. I just wasn't drinking enough water throughout the day. I drink coffee in the morning, I drink tea normally in the afternoon, and then the only time I got water was in the evening. And what's really interesting is when I started to drink water, my headaches that I would normally get every couple of days went away. So I'm guessing I have just been dehydrated for like the longest time and I didn't know that. So bad Kathryn. Drink your water, guys, it's important. And the second thing that was sort of part surprising and part unsurprising was my overall diet. So the surprising thing was that my diet actually isn't as unhealthy as I first assumed it was going to be. Now, my diet isn't a 100% perfectly healthy diet, but I was pleasantly surprised to discover that about 90 and 95% of the time, I'm eating real whole food. So like fruits, vegetables, grains, fresh meats, etc. My problem, and I knew there had to be a problem somewhere because, you know, you don't get fat from eating like fruits, vegetables, grains, and fresh meats, is that my portion sizes are just really way off. They're so messed up. So that's something that I've sort of slowly been working on this month and I want to continue with next month is getting back to better portion sizes, you know, increasing more vegetables, eating less fruits, because that's what I sort of did is I have a really big sweet tooth and instead of eating vegetables, I just ate more fruits. I don't think that's necessarily bad because, you know, fresh fruits are better than like a bar of chocolate, but you know, you still need your vegetables, even as an adult. So at the end of the day, this was very useful and I would highly suggest for people to maybe consider doing a food diary because there have been studies that show that people who keep a food diary, even if it isn't consistently kept every single day, have better odds of keeping their weight off and losing it. So the other thing that I wanted to keep track of last month was my productivity and how much I was sitting. That's something I really didn't track that well because normally by the time that I thought about, oh, I've been sitting here for a while, when did I sit down? I wasn't sure. But normally when I had those moments, I made myself get up. So I feel like at least there I am improving, because at least before I would have just continued sitting there without thinking of, well, have I moved recently or not? When it comes to productivity, yeah, that is something that I need to work on. I do create to-do lists, which is something that when you have a to-do list and you can see your productivity, it makes you feel better about what you're doing through the day and motivates you to do more things. However, like I would say probably for the 3 weeks that I was doing my to-do list, I maybe completed 60% of my list at most. Yeah, so that's something that I'd like to work on. However, and here's an excuse, doing the bike, because I'm so out of shape, it's just been like kicking my butt, and when I get home I'm just so exhausted that I sort of just lay down on the couch and don't move until I need to go pick up my kids. So I'm hoping that as I continue to do the bike and as I continue to get better at it, my recovery time is just going to keep getting shorter, and then I can have a longer to-do list and be more productive. That being said, the one area of my productivity that I really want to work on is in the morning. And I don't know how successful I'm going to be with this, because I am not a morning person, guys. I'm really not. However, since I've been exercising, and this could be completely psychological, I noticed that when I wake up, I actually have more energy. I'm just sort of lazy and don't do anything. I play on my computer, and I would like to do some exercises in the morning. Nothing too big or fancy, because again, it's morning and I'm sleepy, but I'm going to see if maybe I can do like some crunches or something. Maybe. It's a big maybe, but I'm putting it out there because I'd like to get in the habit of that, because I've read that starting your morning with crunches is like supposed to like do stuff. I don't know. It's science. So overall, for the month of October, I want to work on consistency. September really showed me where I'm at, and I'm very happy where I am, but I also did start a lot of new things, and I want them to become habits. I want it to be a habit that I take my bike to school Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I want to make it a habit where I'm doing some form of weight training every couple of days. I want to make it a habit that I'm continuing to track my exercises, my food, and I really want to come up with some form of to-do list that I actually complete it every single day. And that's where I'm going to be in October, and I've read that it takes 21 days to form a habit, so hopefully by the end of this I will have formed a bunch of good, healthy habits. That's what I have for you guys. If you want to know how much weight I did or didn't lose, or if I lost centimeters or if I gained centimeters, be sure to check out my blog, because that's where I keep that stuff. I'd love to hear back from you, so be sure to tell me in the comments below what you accomplished and what your goals are for this month. And if you don't know, I make new videos every Wednesday, so be sure to come back, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! So my bike ride from Pupperingen to Ypres and back is 30.8 kilometers, and I did this 10 days this month, which means that I went 308 kilometers. So yay! I have absolutely no idea how much that is in miles. I'm like, wow, that's so many kilometers.